the first issue that I had when I opened my company here in Thailand for my first year and a half was that I could not find staff. We are talking to move in Phuket where there was no school that teach what I'm doing. So to find a Thai person, the only way was to hire someone from Bangkok and make it come here. And believe me, Thai guys or Thai girls from Bangkok that live there, they don't like Phuket and they don't like to move here. Because there is a law in Thailand that every foreign you hire, you have to add an additional capital of 2 million baht and you have to hire 4 Thai people. And so this got me frustrated and saying, must be a solution on this. I don't believe. I met one guy that the name was Andrea Gallucci, and he say, Andrea, I was doing the same thing in Samui like you, and I give up and I moved to Bangkok for the stuff, but then just recently I got my BOI company. So what is about?
Welcome to Fruiting Body Podcast with your host, Brendan. We are here in Phuket, Thailand. We have an absolute legend of a guest making his first appearance on the podcast. He's helping us with our entire website over at Fruiting Body Mushrooms. We're not going to dig too deep into the website development side. Maybe it's not so fun for you guys, but it's going to be about the lifestyle side. It is with Andrea Buosi. He is from Italy. He ran and opened the first web development company here in Phuket, Thailand. To be honest, I was a bit reluctant to bring him on because I want them all for myself. So I don't want him to get too busy and start charging me more. But let's share that information because I think it's quite a big challenge in Thailand, finding the right key partners for whatever you're doing, whether it's the website side, the social side, any facet of your business. These are the guys, and they're also offering 3D rendering, and they have an amazing app called Flamingo. I'm not plugging anything in that sense, just to kind of give you guys a bit of lead up to the information of what we're going to discuss. Now, again, on the Fruiting Body podcast, we're all about lifestyle. So you're going to learn about opening a business in Thailand. Andrea's been here for, I think, well over like 12, almost 14 years now. And we're going to be discussing about the changes he's seen, specifically what's happened in Phuket, running that business, operating that business, and living with a wonderful Cambodian girlfriend. So we're going to learn all about that. So without further ado, let's get the podcast started with Andrea Buosi. Did I butcher the name at the end?
Yes, you did right.
I knew I was going to. I tried. Well, first, thanks for coming on.
Ciao to everyone. Thank you.
It's probably a 5-minute intro. But hopefully, you guys skipped ahead and we got started. Let's get started right at the beginning with your entire experience coming to Thailand. Now, you started with Electrolux. You're coming from Italy. Very similar place to living in Phuket, beachside.
Yes, absolutely.
What brought you over to Phuket, and what are you doing here?
It was all a kind of plan, actually, because I was working for this company, as you say, Electrolux before, and was located in Rayong, Thailand. And I was the reference software person there for the R&D department. So I traveled several times to Thailand, to the factory. And I started to love it, how it was, and we're talking about 14, 16 years ago. And then suddenly I invite my actual partner to have an holiday here with me, but not in Rayong. We go in Bangkok and we go in Phuket. And it was my first time actually in Phuket. I've been several times in Pattaya, but it was not the kind of place I like. And then I found stunning. I was like Phuket that time, like 12 years ago, yes. And was very impressed and makes me do the move to come here and open the business. Let's say that I had my own company in parallel way from Electrolux job already in Italy that was running from 1 year and a half. So I didn't just quit my job and leave. I was planned.
And we didn't mention the name. It's Crazy Web Studio.
Yeah, yes,
you're doing
Crazy
that
Web Studio.
kind of after hours during your job, just to build. Just like I started this company as well. I worked the company, and you put the hours in until it can kind of replace your salary, and you feel comfortable.
You're like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. job at work. Then you arrive home, you eat something, and go into work till late night. You have to do it.
At the beginning of this, were you doing this from Italy or you're doing it from Thailand?
No. If you mean Crazy Web Studio, was the first registration in Italy.
Yes.
And everything there, nothing in Thailand. Because, we can talk about that, but there is several restrictions to do so. So at that point, it was only based on Italy. Then I decided to quit my job and go fully dedicated on Crazy Web Studio because it was what I like more, coding and stuff like that is not much what I was liking, and more not for black and white code 0, 1, 0. I've never been the guy. I knew I had to do it, but it was not what I really wish to do all my life, let's say.
Yeah, so you're working on the patent side for Electrolux, and this is with things such as washing machines,
yes.
Specifically washing machines. Yes. And this type of job, same with me, I was in electronics. You do it, you know how to do it, it pays the bills, but you don't want to be doing it in 20 years either.
Yeah, there is a strange factor that differently than many other countries, Italy is a kind of country where when you have a job like that, you keep doing all your life. They don't change. Like, you have one job and you keep doing. For many has this quality also for many products, Italian, because they see all the process for 30 years. They stay in the same company, and it's something that many Italians do it. Many Italians. But after 6 years and a half, I was done with that. Like, that was already too much for me.
Maybe that's why the Italian reputation across the world is everything is done at a certain standard in terms of luxury goods, furniture, art, even getting anything that they're touching. Is this primarily going back probably thousands of years of when someone did one thing, they did it forever and they did it well, and they passed that through generations?
Exactly. Yes. Still, the made in Italy is something still famous everywhere in the world, and this will never change, I think.
Now, you're making that move over to Thailand, so that's kind of in that transition phase. You're visiting the factories in Rayong, which is just outside of Pattaya, essentially.
Yeah, it's in 1 hour.
About an hour
far.
At which point on, was it trip 4, trip 5, where you decided, okay, I need to move here?
Oh, let's say that I did several trips, like can be also 5, 6 in a year, and every trip was around 3 weeks, 1 month. So I don't go there like a week. I stay there like 1 month, 3 weeks. You get into that, and when you do it for a few years, you start to understand something. You start to see what you like, what you don't like, and maybe I have to tell you the truth. The main factor that brought me here was the weather, because all my life I suffer for terrible migraine in Italy during the winter for the cold, and the humidity on the beach where I live was terrible. And when you have around 2 degrees, 5 degrees, and you have this humidity so strong, my brain was terrible. I cannot do anything. I have to stay in the bed 1 full day or 2.
Would it be during that whole winter time or just a couple days?
No, this keep going like once or twice a week can happen. It was terrible.
Did you have to do a CT scan? Do you know what it came from?
We go through that all my life from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And there is nothing you can do that. It's a kind of migraine that you have, and it was mostly due for nerves factor, okay? And with the cold and the humid, getting worse. But with the hot and the humid, get well. So I forget to have headaches for when I live here. And that is
the name of your city now. It's pretty much is northern Italy, almost on the border of like Slovenia, Croatia, right?
Yeah. Consider that I'm in the middle between Slovenia, where is Trieste, and Venice. I'm in the middle. I'm exactly in the middle. And yes, it's in the north part of Italy. It's a seaside resort. Beautiful, very beautiful, innovative city. Is probably now is going to be the most famous city for the sport in Italy, because all the young Olympics or kind of stuff like that they're going to do in my city is wonderful place.
I mean, would you actually be able to take like a speedboat or a boat right over to Croatia, or is the distance quite far still?
No, you are just about over 12 miles, and then you get into, if you do the coast, you arrive in Croatia in 1 hour and a half, 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's close.
Okay. Is there a lot of Croatian influence in this area as well?
No, zero.
They don't come over?
Zero.
And everyone's kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah, or the Slovenian just a little bit on the border, but not much around. No.
I thought it maybe because in those types of places? Maybe the tourism starts to
Zero.
cross.
Zero. What you have is from Austria and Germany. For this factor, the second main language in my hometown is German, it's not English.
Why is that?
Because they come for holiday. During the summer season is our place for holiday, and all the Austrian and the German come down. And
So we're talking about you're getting a lot of Austrians that are vacationing down in your city, and therefore are you able to speak German as well?
I have to tell you that is a bad part of me. I know something, but I cannot be able to have a fluent conversation at all.
What was it like growing up as a kid there? Like, this is a tourist town. Like, it's kind of like Phuket. It's very transitory in Phuket, meaning people are always coming and going. So when you live in Phuket, sometimes it can be hard to build friendships.
It's different. It's very different. Consider that my hometown has 8,000 people, maximum 9,000 now probably after many years. And all the kids know each other. It's like a small village. Also, if the city is big, it's a small village. Remember that. And in the summer, you arrive to 250, 300,000 people in the same city. You understand? It's a big difference. And all the kids know each other. You stay together all your life. And I still have the same friends, like from when I was a kid, you know. And all of them, or they have the mother or the father, or they all speak German. Like it's normal in the houses to hear speaking German, you know.
What are most families doing for work? Is it all around tourism?
No, it's not true. Actually, for example, my father has a real estate business. Now he's he's retired now, just this year. And otherwise, there are so many kind of business. There are tool shops. There are a lot of tourism, like ice cream shops, restaurants that open only in the summer season. They are completely closed. It's like an abandoned city during the winter. You have only few places open, like you count them in a hand.
Is it very comparable to like Phuket's low season, or even more?
No, it's another level. You have the horses walking on the street in the winter and with the people, and in the summer there is not even a spot for a parking lot. It's
Wow.
crazy. The difference is crazy.
And
nothing to compare.
you're living there, you're growing up on the beach at the same time. You said now a lot of people are moving there. It's becoming more of a sport town as well.
Yes.
So
yes.
how are things starting to change?
You have to know that Lignano is a city actually new, because as around 120 years probably was after a bonification from Mussolini that was a slum before, and it become what it is now, it cleaning up and it become the city it is right now. So it's 100 years. It's not a long history, let's say, about the cities. Compare Italy, and you know the history that has any city.
So what was it? Sorry, what was it before?
Was nothing. Were mosquitoes and nothing else.
No development.
No, nothing.
Interesting.
So Mussolini clean it up and make it happen to what it is, improve it and make it become the beach that is right now. And from that moment, always Lignano, Hemingway was one of the places that loved to go. My hometown, go there.
The writer.
Yes, the writer. We have a monument also about him. Okay, and the biggest park in my hometown is Park Hemingway. So just to let you know how strange is this thing. Okay.
Interesting how he would even be able to find this place, especially with it being so new.
I don't know about that, but he said, I consider Lignano the Florida of Italy.
Okay.
So this I know. I don't know much more details.
But if an Italian person, even yourself from there, I mean, do you take that as a compliment?
Yeah, yes. You know, I have to say so, because actually, if I could, I still live there.
Why is that?
Everything.
Just family, food. I mean,
you have to stop this concept of like the Italian and family and food. Yes, it's true. But how is developed the city, how clean it is, how is in order, how is protected, quiet, and everything make you live with real serenity inside. The fact is that we have winter, and that is the problem. So if I could do 6 months there in the summer and 6 months here, it would be very good, actually.
Which is a challenge when you're running your own business in Thailand. You really need to be here 24/7.
Absolutely. I cannot leave. I see that if I take an holiday of 3 weeks, Takes me 1 month to recover all is happening in the office. Takes me 1 month, so I'm like every year 1 month in delay because they close for Christmas every year, or from the 24th to the 10th of January I'm closed. Like I keep this tradition, let's say, and after to recover that takes me 3 weeks, 1 month.
Yeah, I mean, as a business owner, you're never truly on vacation, even mentally.
No.
Yeah, it's
I
hard
have to say, me and my partner Marco, during the holiday, probably in 3 weeks, we've been 10 days in the office.
Yeah, you're there all the
We,
time.
we go there anyway. We don't really work like you work usually, but you do stuff like 3-4 hours per day. You do stuff, you fix things, you do all the dirty job that you can never do during the working days because you are too busy to follow the clients, to follow the office, the staff, so you have to do it only during the holiday.
You originally were in Ranong, and obviously now you could have been much more connected on the nightlife and being able to go out in Pattaya. What made you decide to bring the business to Phuket and not in a more familiar place like Pattaya, because you would have been visiting there so much?
Okay, so the answer is pretty it is pretty easy. Pattaya is a kind of different different city than Phuket. Phuket actually is a wide more open for anything. Also, we consider the amount of the different beach that we have here in Phuket. Some of them are amazing. How is the nature here is much better. If you go Pattaya and the surrounding, is a big city. It's nothing to compare with Phuket. It's a different kind of development. Let's say Phuket is more chill. Probably is less city, more chill till. Probably now. We don't know in the next future, but till now, yes, it was that the feeling that I had when I arrived here, and I say it's so beautiful. You understand? Then yes, from 2015, that officially I am in Phuket living. This all changed, and I have to say the last beautiful year that I had here, that I can say, okay, Phuket is still amazing, was 2017. 2019, the last, like
Right before COVID.
yeah. Now, just before COVID. Yeah.
Oh, no, COVID was good.
Yeah. Yes, actually, yeah. For us, yes, it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. Yes.
Yeah, I mean it was that first year. I feel there's a mix of stuff. It was a mix of one with the war in Russia, so all the Russians are coming here, so that's a ton of people. But I think the big mix as well is the whole world realized, oh, I also don't want to get locked down in my home country. So you get a lot of people coming from Singapore, and you get a lot of people around Southeast Asia coming with money.
Yeah.
Meaning the guy from Singapore that's spending, there's people in Singapore that easily can spend 1 million baht per month on rent. When he shows up here and the rent's, which it was, let's say a 30,000 baht, he has no problem. He's like 25, 30,000. I'll give you 100. So this is what's made everything go up in price. You get a lot of people that were coming from Europe as well. Anyone that was working online started to realize, okay, if a COVID hits again, do I want to be stuck in a place, where there's winter, or I'm stuck in a city? And I think that's why we got so many people coming to Phuket right after COVID.
Yes, completely right. I remember that period was crazy because also Phuket and Thailand itself try their best to invite new people to come here, and they make it look like easy to come and travel. You do your quarantine and then you are fine. I have to say, we never been very restricted here, never. Compared to Italy, they stay in lockdown, all these kind of things. Here was not like that. Okay, everyone take care of themselves, of course, but we didn't have that level of.
No, I think we had that one month was like they blocked areas.
Yeah,
that was maybe 30 days.
Yeah.
And then we had to drink beer out of a tea jar.
Yes, that. I
think that was pretty much the worst we had.
Yes, actually, I remember with Marco, my partner, we go with our bikes around the island to see how beautiful it was. There was not a car, no one on the beach. It was so clean, the water. You have to see the water of Patong Beach was crystalline blue, like I have no idea, like Maya Bay probably. You can compare to that. I never seen Patong Beach like that anymore. Never again.
Yeah, it was a special time, and it's, I think a lot of us may have taken it for granted too. I think the hardest part about COVID I wish we just knew when COVID started and ended.
Yeah.
Because we never got to really enjoy it because no one knew what was going on. Every other week, maybe we're kicked out. What do we do with the visa? Is our job in trouble? Do we need to watch our finances? So I just wish at the beginning of COVID, they're like, this is COVID start, this is end, go enjoy. Because it wasn't, I felt there was a bit of like, there was so much uncertainty that we couldn't fully enjoy it, stress-free.
Considering that they tried to reopen the country 3 times.
Yeah.
And I tell you, that is a side factor that was very bad about the COVID. I lost clients because try to think that they tell you, okay, we are going to reopen in, I just say a month, okay, in May. So when you are in February, you have to start to set up everything, prepare everything, start to hire back all your staff, make preparation, clean everything, and we're talking about hotels, restaurants, so it's all a process, buy the food, prepare. And then they tell you, no, we stay closed. And they stay closed another 6 months.
Yeah.
And they did it again. So the first wave, everyone passed it. The second one, I start to see some business giving up. The third time, that was a big hit. Many business also with budget, let's say, they sold the property.
Yeah, I mean, this was...
They sold.
Look at places like Koh Phi Phi.
Oh,
That island before COVID completely changed. There's so much. If you went before and after, I would say less than 20% of the businesses survived COVID.
I believe so.
A lot of them, like places like Uni's, it's a restaurant up here. It's down in Rawai. A lot of them actually came here just to survive. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Pivoting more into the business side, you are one of the first, if not the first, web development BOI companies. Explain, what is a BOI company in Thailand?
Okay, so yes, I was the first for the south of Thailand. Okay, this is the board of investment of Thailand give you this company. In my case, there are several type of BOI. Okay, let's make it clear. But my branch is about digital innovation for Thailand. This what does it mean? It means you need to create and provide new technologies to implement for the normal standards that you have in Phuket, in my case, or in the south of Thailand. In our case, our focus was mostly not really only the web design, that you can consider that everyone can do websites, okay? Was several other services related that were not much for everyone here, like the SEO and Google advertisement, and how we implement coding, how we custom develop e-commerce solutions. This is something no one does it. No one does it here.
There was nothing.
No.
There isn't, like, by the time I found you guys, I probably talked to 15 companies around Thailand. I don't know how I found you. You know how this is. I can't remember. But I found you guys in there. There still isn't a lot of options out there. And that's why if you're searching in Thailand for a partner to work with, these are the guys. But don't work with them because I don't want them to charge me too much. But no, they're especially for like these full stack providers. There's not much out there.
What they wanted is to create a company that doesn't have 200 or 400 employees as one, or maximum 2 for each type of business we are doing inside the company, and each job need to be hyper skill. So one of my guys, I always say one of my guys is like 3 guys or 4 in another companies, because the competence they have are amazing. And this is what I pointed. Also, the way to stay with my staff, I like to have it like Italian way, a small family. I like a boutique. I don't want to grow too much. Our prediction is that we will reach maximum in the time 20 people. Over that, it becomes a too much corporate company, and it's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you need the connection with the client, so the client feels they can pick up the phone.
Yes, our clients love to talk with us. Some clients love to talk with me. Some clients love to talk with my partner, Marco. We follow different things, and it works perfect. Now the clients talk also with my staff, because after a year they work there, you understand?
This BOI, what type of advantages do you get from Thailand? Like, what are they offering? Because I think still people watching this, they're like, okay, but what does that mean?
So we have to make it clear one thing. the first issue that I had when I opened my company here in Thailand for my first year and a half was that I could not find staff. So what does it mean? We are talking to move in Phuket where there was no school that teach what I'm doing. So to find a Thai person or a Thai staff, let's say, to make it work with me, the only way was to hire someone from Bangkok and make it come here. And believe me, Thai guys or Thai girls from Bangkok that live there, they don't like Phuket and they don't like to move here. Sometimes can be opposite, that Phuket people move to Bangkok, but not Bangkok people move here to Phuket. It's something about, big difference culturally between Phuket and Bangkok, And so to find staff was pretty impossible, and I did my best, and nothing happened for 1 year. So I was struggling to understand, well, what is going on? Why I cannot hire only foreign so they can make my company works properly, Because there is a law in Thailand that every foreign you hire, you have to add an additional capital of 2 million baht, and you have to hire 4 Thai people. But again, how I hire 4 Thai people if they are not doing what I need, you understand? I had an housekeeper, I had a secretary, I had a commission guy, I had a taxi driver. And then what I do if I have to hire more, you understand? I finish my options because I cannot find developers. And so this got me frustrated and saying, must be a solution on this. I don't believe. So between the Chamber of Commerce, probably, yes, I met one guy that the name was Andrea Gallucci, fantastic person, Italian also. And he say, Andrea, I was doing the same thing in Samui like you, and I give up and I moved to Bangkok for the stuff. But then just recently, I got my BOI company. So what is about? And it's like you can hire foreign people. You don't have limitation of the capital of the company, so you don't have to add 2 million each foreign you are hiring. So you don't need that. You don't need the 4 Thai every foreign that you acquire in your company. Most of all, the visa and work permit is for 2 years and not 1 year. And you have also, in the airport years, you have diplomatic entry when you arrive, for example. You have the office for BOI, you have priority queue. You have so many other things that helps. But most of all, the foreign owner can buy land in his name and can buy land for the office and for his own property till the company is open. Of course, if you close the company, this has to change. Okay.
Can you own 100% of the company, or you need a Thai
I
partner?
know. I own. You don't need to have a Thai partner. Yes, this is a big thing also. Many foreign opens business here don't open because they have to give the 51% in Thai and the 49% is foreign. This is a big factor also that I didn't like, to have someone that has the hands in my business that maybe will grow like is now, and I have to be worried about what I can go through. I see many bad stories happening that I really didn't want to go through that. So that was another reason. Yes, that is a very important part.
The BOI, can anybody apply for this?
No, it's not working like that. For example, if you have a restaurant, you cannot have a BOI. If you have a bar, not even. If you have a club, not. Real estate, only for around, I am not sure about the number. I try to put it like, if it's a project over 200 million baht, you can apply for some kind of BOI sector. And yes, okay. For the digital innovation, you have to prove something of what you did in your past and your background. You have to present a project. I presented Flamingo. For this reason, we have the app, because I have to develop something that doesn't have no one in Phuket, and was the Flamingo app. And I had a background with 9 patents that they prove of save energy and water for the factory of Rayong that were producing to sell in Australia, that they reached for the first time 5-star water and 3.5 of energy, never happened before. So all these kind of things, get proud for them in Rayong for what they did before. So it was everything connected together. It's not something like...
You need to be very specialized. I mean, a mushroom company selling a bunch of mushroom capsules, we're not getting it. And most companies probably aren't either.
Probably you can have something if you have a chemical industry that you open some factory, can be. I have no idea about this because you need to ask an expert. But from my sector, I tell you, this is, and I'm very proud of it. I see others make it happen, that they become a BOI in Phuket, they all fail. Also, having the possibility to have foreign, they fail. And there is one key factor that also many other normal companies that are not Thai BOI, but are Thai owners, but is foreign managing that. I think they fail because they don't really get how it works here. Here is not Europe, here is not America, here is not Australia. Here is working different, much different. And you have high expectation from the clients, like you are in US. You expect to have that, but you don't expect to pay the same. You understand that? Let's make it fair. No one want to pay the same money in Thailand as what they pay in their own country. Otherwise, they do it there. You understand? Yeah. And one good factor is with the BOI, you are exempt of corporate income tax, so just also this helps, and you have 7% VAT, so it's like very low. And what I help you that to decrease your rates of your hourly base or a package or a contract, you understand? So you reduce that of a 30-40% compare also 50% in some cases to other companies providing the same quality.
But you still have WHT. Like the withholding tax, the 3%?
Yeah.
Because you're offering a service.
Yes, of course. But, many companies come here, they willing to provide a service like our, but with not the same quality. And I see it. And the first mistake they do, they start to lower the price, and they go compete with Thai companies that they can actually have a lot of stuff, they can do whatever they want, and the salary of the companies are low, so they can afford to put low price in the service they provide. But the quality is never good, you understand? Less you pay, less you get.
You pay for what you get, right? Yeah. At the end of the day.
Yeah, and I see many of these foreign companies also till now. One recent, like 1 year ago, failed drastically with big impact, like very badly. I have one now that's I'm monitoring. They are doing like offers that I ask myself, how you can survive giving these prices, you understand? It's like a foreign company working like lower than Thai pricing, like what doesn't make sense.
But these aren't your clients anyways.
No, depends.
Like the client that you're working with is someone that is looking to still pay a bit of a premium in Thailand instead of, for example, you get a lot of digital nomads that could come in here without work visas that are your competitors, but they're not really your competitors.
No, but you know what is happening? That we reach a point where we have top tier clients, okay, and they find us and they see our projects and they expect to have the same thing. I want to have like that. I don't know if I can say brand's name of the companies that we've worked here.
You can if you're allowed to.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. For example, Illusion is the #1 club in Thailand, #1 in Asia. You understand? They say, I want the same. I say, listen, it's not like you think, to do what they have is an investment of money, It's not like you copy the same. No, I don't copy the same.
Did you create an interactive design on the website that allows more interactive for booking tables and whatnot?
Yes.
I mean, this is 3D modeling, 3D rendering. You got it's customized website.
Yes.
This isn't your our website. Even ours is customized. It's WordPress plug and play. But this is the next level.
Yes, it's what we do good in doing. We integrate payments in a certain circumstances with calculation different, and for Illusion we did this booking table. Internally we did the 3D rendering of the new flooring, how it had to look, each area. So you don't find any company that can do this all together, you understand? Now we are working in a real engine with the 3D company part, and from already 2 years we are studying. We didn't show out anything. It's the same engine you use for do the video games, like many video games. And we want to make all the villas interactive. Like you step inside, the quality is video realistic in real time. You move in, you turn off the TV, the music, the water, open the fridge. It's not only VR. You can have also your avatar with your face, because you can recreate your face and you go inside. Is this the next level we want to integrate inside the real estate business that I think will work? Takes time, but we are there.
And your potential clients will come to you, they'll see that, and they're really trying to drive the price down, but they don't realize the amount of work and hours that go into it. Not just that, the technology you need to be able to do that.
Yes.
Which is very expensive rendering equipment.
Not only that, not only if I consider the computer that we use that we have to change every 2 years, it costs 200,000. You understand? So
have
only
you
that.
seen these shared? There's a cryptocurrency out there. It's called Render. And
Yeah.
it's like it's shared GPU
Yes.
power. Does this actually work?
If it's a very limited amount, yes, you can make something probably, but
Like you're not doing 3D rendering. You might be editing a video.
I tell you, we tried. We tried several services similar with server base and to render the things for us, making the video. At the end, what we get back, the lighting was wrong. The model, it didn't get the exact angle of the things. The texture was not exactly how it was in our computer. Also, if we upload this huge project, that one project can weigh like 10 to 20 gigabytes, you understand? So it's not a picture. You understand? It's the whole project. When you have to render it, so many times we get bad feedback. And then what we pay actually to get this render done was not worth it. It's for someone who doesn't have a machine like we have in house. Yeah. It's because they don't want to spend 200,000 baht every year for the hardware, you understand? So you spend, much lower amount, but you don't get the same quality. I have to say.
Those types of services, like Render, you've heard of Render?
Yeah.
Render is like a GPO sharing type of cryptocurrency. They have a coin and then they offer a solution. How does that work? Like these types of shared GPU services, are you actually getting access where you're doing the rendering yourself through a portal, or are they kind of just, is it more like outsourced and they're actually doing? I'm confused on the dynamics.
Okay, for what I know, I maybe I'm wrong, but for what I know is usually there is no way that you actually work with both graphic cards in the same time. Right, you understand? Can be that something is processed. Of course, you need to have a real software installed in your computer, maybe, to make it work with their server, and in somehow they communicate and they make the render together. I don't know that.
Yeah, it seems like there'll be a lot of lag in between. It's just the files are at that level.
I don't know. Also, with Unreal Engine is another level. You can't image to have something outsourced. You have to really see how it is and render in real time to see each part how it is, and also when it's finished everything, the project is like a render, but you navigate in it and you do whatever you want. Forget the 360 degrees, you have the view inside the villa, you click. It's very annoying. Now with the phone, no one wants to do it. What we provide, you actually play GTA inside the villa and you check what it is, you understand?
If you're working with new developers and, hey, give me a 3D rendering of my drawing and my design.
A lot.
If that villa is not built and doesn't exist, how do you render that? How much time does that take? What do you think, even an estimated budget,
Yes.
let's say on a place like this, we got 2 stories, 4 bedroom, 500 square meter, the home's probably 300 square meter. And you have real estate companies out there listening to this, working with you guys and rendering that versus, let's say, working with an American company. What's the difference?
The factor is if we become specialized to design that is not only in Thailand. So, I mean, the vision of a villa is very wide. It can be a European villa, a Swedish or American or Thai. So we understand all the possibilities. And this is something they love because we work worldwide, and this is something the customer love about us. And to make a villa like this, you have to consider that you have one main factor that many people don't understand. They ask, I need 5 to 10 renders. And I say, okay, fine. What they don't get, that is all we have to do before give you the render, you understand, is build a villa, make the furniture in base of what is the style the client want to achieve, you understand? And this usually takes 2 to 3 weeks.
Per render?
No, 2 to 3 weeks, one person developing this project and make it ready. What they don't understand, that when it's done with the machine I have, to make a render, I stay 5 to 10 minutes. So if you want 100 renders of your villa, for me, it's not a problem. I take 1 day, I give you all the renders you want because we set up already the light, everything during these 3 weeks of development, and you can have all the view you want. You understand? They are more scared of the amount of render they get, but it's not. This is how it works. I have to build your project anyway, and if you need 2 render or 20, for me actually is not a big of a change. You understand? It's all the process before that is important. The texture, the light, the plans, the core thing that you want, the colors, the tails, everything.
The steps involved on the development side, are they coming to you with their drawings, or are they coming to you with the concept?
Yeah, we have an architect, but we have no license. Okay, this has to be very clear. We have no license to make drawings without the approbation of a authority, you understand? So what we get usually, or is a draft that maybe can be made also by hand by the owner, that he want a vision of what he would like to have. Okay, can be that, and we develop the villa on base of that dream, or we have a real project with all the specification. Australians are great in that. They provide us a kind of specification that is like 40 pages of PDF with all the ventilation. You understand everything there, and it's so easy to work with them. I tell you, it's so easy. We work with Australian market, or yes, a drawing, what you want, the volumetry of the villa, and that's it. And we start.
Bringing that concept to life as well.
Yes.
Which I think, especially with all the development, not just in Phuket but Thailand, are you starting to get more and more inquiries about this? I mean, and again, you said you've been doing this almost since 2017.
Yes. I have to say, what is changing, that more and more development company are building big construction projects that can have 400 apartments, let's say, things like that. And when they do it, most of them, they have an internal team. You understand? So I don't compete with this kind of colossal companies, you understand?
Huge developers.
I work mostly for a small project that can have 6 to 20 villa. The maximum we did was 43 villa. Like, that was the biggest project we did in the rendering, 43. Otherwise, they ask for a single villa, or they ask, many companies also from India ask us to do like flooring. They want to see the marble. This company has 17,000 employees, and they ask us to make the rendering from India. Like, it doesn't make sense, you understand? Yeah. It's upside down, you understand the situation? And for the quality we provide of the renders, they can see exactly the detail of the marble that they have to put in the flooring in base a situation that we recreate that have to fit perfect the requirement. And we provide the rendering 4K or 8K resolution. And they need that.
So what do you mean by that? Why are they coming to you? Is it because they're not able to do it?
No one is doing the quality we can provide. And in Phuket and Thailand still, no one.
Is that the artistic designer behind it? Is it the skill level of the people working on it?
The
skill level.
This my first guy for the 3D rendering is I make him study. So he was not employed initially to work. I employed him to learn for almost 2 years, and now it's 1 year and a half. It's still the same situation, because we do projects like once a month, probably not much, because I want the all in with the new technology to arrive first, and I'm pointing on this from 2017, and we will be for sure. Now soon we go out with our first interactive project in a real engine. For sure, we will be the first.
Are you using Maya as well?
No.
Not this, but this is...
No, Maya is for other stuff. Like, you want to make a car, you want to make a product
rendering, yes.
The Blender also is a kind of software like that. No, it's not what we do.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because we're planning to build... I want to build villas, like maybe 6, maybe then 10.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of opportunity for that. I'm not going to tell you where I'm doing it, because everyone's going to come. Pivoting more onto the lifestyle side, because I'm sure a lot of people, they watch this, and again, we can go down the technical rabbit hole. I love that stuff. And the next thing you know, we're here for 4 hours. Talking a little bit about the lifestyle. You're living in Thailand now for, you said, almost 16 years, like coming and going.
Yeah.
But
yes,
in Phuket, probably since what, 2012, 13?
2015 officially. I have the company and living here.
the big move officially coming and living in Phuket and living in Italy, what were some of the challenges you faced actually integrating into Thai society?
But culturally, now we are better in communication with the English. I have to say, 10 years ago was much worse, much worse. For this reason, I've learned Thai. I studied Thai. I write, read, and talk, and I forget everything right now. Without practicing, after I get the company with all foreign, almost I talk in English. You understand? I don't talk Thai anymore, so I lost that. Okay, but initially the main issue was understanding each other. Communication was terrible to be able to do also simple things. You don't get answers. You understand? You don't reach a point where you find out what we are talking.
Not even work, just daily life.
Yeah, daily life. Yeah. Small things. You make an order at a restaurant, it's wrong. You order something to drink, it's wrong. And then all the time was like that. You know, they say, but is me wrong? I'm doing something wrong. They just don't know English, and that period, that was much worse than now. Now, okay, it's improved a lot. I have to say it's improved a lot. Still have issue, but
this is all, like, I think that's all of living in Asia. When I lived in China for 6 years, if you go to a dinner with 10 people, one person is not getting their meal. Just, you don't know who it's going to be.
Okay.
It's for sure it's happening. So you'd always sit down and you're like, who's it going to be? 9 times. And then when you live here so long, I find like they will make a mistake on your meal 20% of the time. Sometimes I'm like, but most of the time I'm just happy to get it. Like you order, I don't know, say you order a fish burger and they bring you a chicken pad thai. I'm like, yeah, I'll eat that too. But if you're new to Asia and you're coming over as a Westerner, I know from Canada, Canadians, they wouldn't be able to handle that.
No,
you'd be like, I ordered this. But when you live here so long, you're like, I'm hungry. Fuck it. I would eat that anyways.
Yes, you give up. You start to give up and close one eye, close two eyes, and let him do. Okay, fine. You don't want to argue. You lose completely the strength to argue. Yeah. You give up. You understand it's useless to argue with anyone here. You understand? I think actually it's a good thing, but okay. Another topic is to work with them. Work with the Thai people culturally is struggling. It's very struggling. You know, Italian also have a strong behavior, a strong way to act, a strong way to move. You know, it's completely opposite. That what is Thai culturally the behavior of a Thai person. Is behave more quiet, more. I don't know really how to explain. I give you
more laid back.
Yeah. I try to explain you when you give some indication how to work to my employees. Okay, if I talk to the foreign one, I'm very straight. Like, no, change that one. No, put it away. No, we do like this. You know, it's more straight. And we can talk and discuss and talk together and make a decision. You understand? When I work with Thai, I have to explain carefully what they really need to do, and I have no response. Like, okay, I just do what you say to do. You understand? There is not a feedback or a conversation. Why we don't do in this way? Why we don't do in that way? You know, there is never this.
It's very reactive. It's not proactive.
Yeah. Yes.
I think working in Thailand, I noticed this a lot. Everything is reactive.
Yes.
But it's very difficult to pull the proactive side out of them. Yeah. And it's a challenge because even when you give them a task, once someone gets into the task, they're actually going to learn more details than you can see because they're in it.
Yeah.
But they don't bring it out.
No, they don't tell you what is going on, what they can provide more, you understand?
Yeah.
What they find out. Understand? It's like that. And
I face this. My girlfriend helps a lot with administrative stuff, and I see it all the time. Little things. You'll be like, get me a trademark. Okay, well, this company said we have to resubmit it. I go, okay, so contact 6 other companies and find the one that's going to do it and give him 100,000 baht to get it done tomorrow. Why? You can't do that. I'm like, you can. So she's on the phone with 6 of them. And trust me, one of them, if you say, hey, this didn't fucking work for a year. We don't know what's wrong. Who wants 100,000? Anyone? Put your hand up. I will. Okay, is it done in a week? If it's done in a week, you get this. Okay, but her response is more, it didn't work. Mm-hmm. There's no like, okay, it didn't work, but what are 5 other solutions?
Yes.
This is it's a big challenge, and it's not just Thailand. Honestly, I struggled with that in China as well.
I didn't never work in China, but I can tell you here is if there is a wall, they hit this wall. They never find. Italians is good in one thing, I have to say, to find a solution. So in somehow we need to niche it the way or in another, and we have to figure out how to fix it. You understand? And I don't see this. Is that it's not working? We reach this point. That's it. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. But at the flip side, and for people to understand, that's also why when you go to do the work, you're not paying Western prices.
It depends who you hire.
Yeah, and it can be a challenge too.
I tell you now, to hire a skilled person Thai,
yes,
you pay like the foreign. Don't think you pay less. I pay almost the same. Not the same. One is paid the same of the others. One is a little bit less.
But I think that, well, you're BOI, so it's a bit different in that sense. But as our company will be hiring, for us, it's more beneficial to hire Thai because of the nightmare of hiring a foreigner. A couple of issues, like you said, if I hire a foreigner at my company, I have to hire 4 Thai staff.
Ah, yes.
Then you have the issue with how long is that foreigner going to be here? Meaning, my first question in the interview as a foreigner, do you have a Thai wife and a kid? No? Next. I need to know you're not going anywhere. Meaning, like, show me a picture of your Thai family. Perfect, you're hired. I'll at least I'll teach you. Because I think a big struggle here hiring foreigners is they could be a superstar, and after 6 months, they decide to go back home. Now what do you do?
I tell you, yes, you're right. You're right, that can be a challenge. It's also for me a challenge to find foreign that want to work here, believe it or not.
No, I
Believe it or not, it's hard.
I agree, and I was mind blown. I'm like, how? I thought there was more foreigners. I'm like, you must want to live here. You want to stay in Phuket. It's strange. It's one of my biggest challenges I've come across.
I tell you, I launched an advertisement campaign, and I bought a service online for seeking people for job. You understand? So totally, I did an investment of around 25,000 baht to get resumes to hire a new web developer. Okay, so I started with this budget already. I know. Let's see how many come back to me, and of course I receive around 120, 125 different resume. Okay. At the end of the month that I did my evaluation, I kept 3 of them. I interviewed them. I took no one.
Yes. I know. I saw the same. I had the same issue. I tried one of the services. I think I got 50 back. Other people would contact me as well. But there's a certain quality of farang here it's actually quite low. You get strange people message, hey, I want a job. Okay, send me your resume. I don't have one. It's like, I remember when I was a kid, like I would show up, I would find out who was hiring, I would research maybe, can I find out, like, what does he like to eat? I would do so much to get in, like, try to get into the mind. I find, like, people today are just generally lazy. Like, okay, I want to hire you. It's like, yeah, but what can you do? Or you get people that go, okay, I want to be hired, but I can only do 6 months, and I'm going to learn all this stuff from you. I'm like, this is not a fucking charity. I'm like, what are you going to do for me? What do you think? You get a lot of, I swear today with the new generation growing up, it's like they're coming to you like they're doing you a favor.
Yeah.
And you're like, are you crazy?
This is absolutely right. I'm bored to do babysitting and find these kind of people that come and ask to work for me. Like they are 25, 24, 23 years old. They are 2 or 3 year maximum of experience where they jump from 3 to 5 different jobs during this period of time, and they write senior software developer. Senior. When I read that, I look my partner Marco that has 25 years, you understand? I say, well, so what is my partner then, you understand? After 3 years, they put already they are senior. With 4 or 5 different jobs, they jump and between, and you cannot trust this. You understand? You cannot trust this. Already, someone that's changing and jumping to a job to another is. I tell you guys, is very bad for your resume. Yeah, as soon as you see that, it's a no go.
I used to, my first job in Canada, where I was working at a big corporation for telecommunications right out of university when I was in corporate gig, and they had me interviewing people because they didn't want to do it. My manager, he's like, I don't want to interview people. So I was like 19, 20. I swear I must have interviewed 400 to 500 people. And the number one thing that you could tell on a resume if they're shit is inconsistencies. So you went to school for psychology and you're here applying to do market intelligence. You went to school for a bachelor's of science, but you're applying to work in accounting.
Yes.
Just little things like this.
Yes.
Trust me, you read that and you go, this person doesn't even know what he wants. And that was the biggest telltale sign of the person won't work. If there's like inconsistency, immediately, if you opened up a resume, it's like, okay, went to school, Bachelor of Science. They got a diploma in maybe recognized in some sort of web development. Okay, their job experience is related to that. Their second job is there. They're there a year. That's an intern. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this person could work. But that was the biggest issue that we faced. And I think in Thailand, you're not going to find those all-star resumes anyways. It's very difficult.
Yes, it's I have several requests during this period that I receive from Muay Thai or MMA or whatever boxer you want to call them. I say, I'm a web designer. I have 5-10 years of experience. I'm looking for a job here, and they say, okay, send me the resume. I see the resume. These guys never work in their life. All their life they did freelancing.
Yeah.
And this is very bad because I tell you why. This guy will never be able to work with your office. And will never understand the schedule, will never listen to you when you have a deadline, a topic that you have to share with the other, a project that you have to do together with the other part of the team, because they are pianists. They used to work alone, you understand? And you will have only issue. I tried once, just tried.
Yeah.
In 1 month was out.
Yeah, these type of people, especially like they don't have that structure to come to the office. I think also as well when hiring, what we found is they also need to be a cultural fit. So what that means is you're saying that your office, it's more like a boutique family vibe.
Yes.
So the things that I would look at right away is ask them their hobbies. If their hobby is golf, tennis, anything individual, they're not going to be a fit. If their sports or their type of hobbies are something like related to group activities, they can be. And that's not saying that the guy that's the golfer isn't a fit for, he might not be a fit for your culture. He can be for another one. But I found these funny questions I would ask. I would also ask them their favorite websites just to see what they say. Because you can get some creativity. Oh, I like Google. Okay. I'm not asking your favorite website. I want to see your thought process.
Yes.
You come to me and say, okay, what's your favorite website? Okay, I like Forbes 500 because I noticed I like these articles, and those articles, when I read them, I find I get, see how long like what I've done is like, I've expand on the thought process. If you just go my favorite website, yeah, it's Forbes.com. Okay, I can already see how you think. You don't have the ability to think. So I would ask crazy, funny questions like this in these interviews, and it shows a lot.
Makes sense.
Jumping back into this lifestyle living in Thailand, you are with a Cambodian girl. Is this the same girl I would have met?
Yes.
Okay.
6 years and a half.
Okay.
We are married. It's not my girlfriend.
Okay,
Yes.
married to Cambodian. Talk a little bit about, was there any challenges of being able to have her stay here legally, or is this stuff we can discuss?
Incredible nightmare. And the first factor is that, just to telling you, I was the first Italian after 20 years that get married with a Cambodian woman, to come to live in Thailand. Also, that was crazy, because this poor country receive a lot of bad behavior from mostly foreigners for many bad things, let's say. I don't want to really talk about. So what happened is, like, they need a lot of proof that you actually really in a relationship together. And you go through a very long process to get married, around 6 to 7 months, where they have to prove everything. Like in my case, being actually possible because I reached the point to talk with the minister of the foreign affair to make this happen. So we reached that point. You understand? And so the factor was that they want to know if you have a financial stability to care about. Okay, how much is your income? Okay, if you have a company like me, so this kind of things helps. Okay, the age, you cannot have more than a certain age of difference between each other. Okay.
So that counts out probably 90% of the people.
Yeah,
yeah. No, I get it. You got the 60-year-old trying to bring a 20-year-old in here.
And what was happening, but then they used them for other scopes.
Yes.
Yeah. And this was the reason. Then they make an interview. They bring in separate rooms, and they start to question about her family, and she been asked about me and my family, all these kind of things, and they put together the answers. Then you have to you have a test. You have to answer a test, many questions also. So it's quite.
Is that to get her a marriage visa here? Or
to get married with a Cambodian.
Did you get married in Thailand? Like where did you legally get married?
Italy and Cambodia.
So this is more on the Cambodian side, in Cambodia.
Yes.
Okay, nothing to do with Thailand.
You cannot marry I'm not Thai. She's not Thai. So you cannot. You can marry here, but how?
True.
You understand?
Okay.
You have to talk with the embassies. It's not working like that.
So sorry, I got lost on the story. This is all in Cambodia, trying to marry a Cambodian.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so there's then based on that information, there's not a lot of men marrying Cambodian women legally in Cambodia.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, do you have to be there the whole time this is going on?
No. Luckily, she follow everything, and I go there. She stay and go for 6 months and a half, let's say, and I go there like 2 weeks, go back, and then after one more week, sign ton of papers, like here in Thailand, the same a ton of papers to stamp, pay, everything like that. Yeah. So yes, took a while, and the main factor is that there is not Italian embassy in Cambodia. There is the French one. Okay? So all this process was also worst because we have to pass the Cambodian paper to the French embassy that then after talk with the Italian one. So it was all a loop. That is an infinite loop. And you reach a point you want to give up and you say, this is a real proof. If we get married after all this, I understand why we love each other. Otherwise, you give up much before. Believe me, you give up.
Were you doing that to be able to get her into Thailand, or is it just more to do the marriage properly?
No. It was the time to get married. We just recently have a baby from 4 months old. So yes, you see, after 6 years, everything is moving as it is. And as I expect, probably in 5 years from now, I will not be in Phuket anymore.
Where do you think you'll be?
I will open a branch office in Cambodia, in Siem, and I will move there. And I will leave the office here. Of course, everything will run smooth with my partner that is not willing to move there, of course. And I will be there and travel to Thailand. Now we have a direct fly Phuket, Siem Reap. That is 1 hour, 30 minutes. Fantastic. It costs like 2,500 baht, something like that.
Phuket to Siem Reap?
Yes, wow. Now, yes. They reopened. It was from...
Small airport,
before
too.
No, they opened the international one now.
In Siem Reap?
Yes.
Last time I was there, 2010, 11. What?
That's when I was there. It's a big change. Before and during COVID, they make a big renovation. You have all this road new, sidewalks, everything clean. You know, it's big change right now.
Why are you deciding to go there? I mean, obviously the Phuket and the traffic's crazy. There's more options in Thailand, but why Siem Reap?
I love the vibe and how I felt the beauty of this place. The fact that you cannot build a building higher than the temple. That is mean like 4 floors, I think. So everything is very...
Like a village.
Yeah. You have this thing.
Do you connect that part as well because where you grew up as well, that feeling?
Yes, I feel that more a kind of home. Here I feel it like work. I never feel like home living in Phuket. Don't ask me, this is my house. I will tell you no.
Yeah.
I never felt that. I never felt part of it actually. I feel like this is a place I work. I have to make money, live here. I can have, I have fun. I have everything I want. But it's not that the point. I never seen this a final destination of my life. I arrive in the right moment. I grow in the right moment. Now I establish like a right company with a right name. It's working. I'm happy. It's time to move where it's going to blow in the next 5-6 years, you understand?
Well,
And
especially
Siem Reap
living
is
in-
there.
Especially living in Patong too. Like Patong's always been hectic. Now you're in a quieter spot, but the whole island's turning into Patong now.
Yeah, I tell you, Bantao is worse than
It
Patong
is,
now.
for the traffic.
There is nothing to compare anymore. Before you come in this area of Phuket, I always call it's wrong to say, but call the Miami of Phuket, because you see the bushes all clean, the trees, everything, the buildings, the restaurant, everything was taken care so beautifully. And I say, like, you see Patong is a rubbish. You understand?
but it has
If you compare,
Patong has a feel. There's energy there.
Yes.
It's not the cleanest energy.
No.
But I mean, it has. It's its own entity. Yeah. Bang Tao is not. It's very family oriented.
Yes.
But Patong, there's history there.
Yes, absolutely. But I have to say now that I see this back, and if I talk about now, what is the situation in Bantao, I completely forget about that. You only think about the traffic, and it take you 20 minutes to do 1 kilometer sometime, because everything is stuck in that road, and there is nothing more working. You understand? It's too much.
It'll take you an hour at least to get home.
I arrive here, that was earlier, in 1 hour. I want to see now when I have to go back. Will be
I
more.
think you'll be okay because you won't hit that the 3 o'clock traffic's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I think you'll just be okay, but I bet you it takes you from here 30 minutes just to get to Surin Beach.
Yeah.
Once you get past Surin, then you can get going, but
Yes.
it's just crazy up to that point.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
On the Cambodian side now, where did you meet? Did you meet your wife in Thailand?
I met her in Thailand. She was working in Thailand, yes. She was working here for another company. We met. And
In Phuket?
Yes, in Phuket. We met, and after a while we stayed together. Not very a while, like one year and a half, let's say. I stopped her work for this company, and she worked for me. She started to work for me, yes.
Pretty much right when you were starting this all as well.
I make her work mostly for Flamingo, let's say, in that period, as sales. And then I also stopped that. She was more following me and helped me calls and things like that, because already the team was growing, and I didn't want her to be. I like to separate a little bit the things between family and business. She's involved because she helped me with accounting. She helped me to calls, and if there is any problem, you understand.
A lot of the admin stuff.
Yes,
you need help with.
Yes,
it's,
and it's
time suckers.
I actually need help on that, and I don't like to share this with much people. Only my partner and her. You understand, and not employees. I don't want to get them involved.
Even me, I do all my own accounting.
Yes,
because sometimes I look at it and I'd be like, it's not that much work. Well, for me, it's a bit different. It's not that much work, and it's like I feel like anyone else is just gonna fuck it up anyways. So
yes,
I just take it.
But also, I don't know, for also a reason of safety, I want to keep it private.
The audio, cut it, cut. I can't not hear. Cannot.
I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Test. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm back. My headphone cut out. I'm back. Sorry. You for the privacy side, you want to keep it.
Yes, you never know. I like to keep internally these kind of things, and it always worked. You understand?
What do you find is the biggest difference between maybe being with a Cambodian girl, or just in general, like Cambodians versus Thai? Is there a huge cultural difference?
Actually, they fight a lot between each other with not very reason, and there is a lot of hate between each other. I see many times for no reason again. It all started because before we had the Khmer Empire that has everything, understand? And they complain, we invented Muay Thai first. For this, the name is Muay Thai. We invented that before, the temple. And everyone say that one is copying each other, you understand? And this story never end, okay? What I saw is a dramatic situation that happened in the 75 that destroy and kill millions of people in Cambodia with no pod. So it was a very terrible situation. You have to understand this. It's not long ago. It's not long ago. You understand?
The 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
75.
75 is the Pol Pot era.
Yes.
Oh no, it
73 to 75, something like
it
that.
was. You can watch videos of Cambodia in 1950, and it's thriving. Like this is looking, it's going to be. It's on the same level as Bangkok.
That was the reason. Was growing crazy till this happened in 75, and after killing all this occasion, they didn't kill like normal people. Let's say they point to kill who was intelligent, who has a job like an architect or someone knows about bank. I don't know. All these kind of people that can provide something to the economy of the country have to die. They want to have only farmers. That's it. So try to think how long it takes for a country to redevelop all these. You understand?
Do you feel they're just starting to redevelop
now? Now is the moment. Is happening.
But you're seeing a lot of the Chinese went into Sihanoukville, but it's now casinos. Probably one of the bigger growing islands now that people aren't aware of would be like Koh Rong. Now, when I was there in 2010, it was still very underdeveloped. I haven't been back since then, but what have you seen change so much in the past 10 years?
I have to say to you, like, the last time I've been, it was 1 year and a half ago, something like that. I see a lot of new improvements. They're speeding up. They did mistakes like Sihanoukville. You say a big mistake that is now is a ghost town, full of this casino almost not running or now shame because they are not also finished to build. So this means they have to take it down, and that's a cost to take them down. They make a very big mess now. I think they changed the law for the casinos, something like that related after COVID, I think.
Just to clean it up.
I don't know what happened. I don't know, but they completely destroyed the only place where they have a beach in Cambodia.
Yeah.
Like, that is a very big pity, you understand? That is something for me, I have to say.
So what do you mean? They're cleaning that up now?
They try, or they take back the project, but you cannot have 1,000 hotels where there is no people, you understand? It was focused to have casinos there. And if the license, I think, is not approved for these casinos anymore, no one will go there.
Who's building Cambodia? Are the Thais involved? Is it the Chinese?
Chinese a lot.
It's all
Chinese a lot.
Have you been to Laos recently?
No.
I went to Laos, and this all connects. I went to Laos for my work visa. I can't remember. I'll call it a year ago or something like that. And I lived in China. So when I got there, there's highways from Vientiane to Van Vien, which is the old tubing area 15 years ago. That was like a back road. It was nothing. Now it's a legit Chinese highway. If you blindfolded me and said, "Where are we?" and just woke me up, I'd be like, "Oh, we're in China." Yeah. No. They have Chinese cities in Vientiane now. So I'm just, and 100% China, I mean, I don't think we're going to get hate from Laos. 100% China owns Laos. They're building a super highway that goes from the north right into Thailand so they can just truck everything in. It's a 6-lane or 8-lane highway. It's the biggest highway I've ever seen, ripping through the country. So that was the point of the question. Are you starting to see that in Cambodia?
I have to say, for infrastructure, yes, I see a lot of help. Okay, Chinese is helping to do new infrastructure. They just finished 2 years ago or 3. I think the biggest stadium that we have here around, I think Asia probably is there now in Cambodia. Very nice infrastructure. And about the roads and stuff, yes, they are improving, keeping the fact that Cambodian had this French influence in the past because we're colonized, and so the roads, the way they drive is like in Europe, you understand? It's not like in Thailand. So how they build the sidewalks, roads is very, very similar to European style. And this is quite weird when you see that because like, you see the buildings that they have this touch of Cambodian sometimes, and then you see the road is in this way, you understand?
The French were helping to build
Yes, you understand? So you have a lot of different countries working together with Cambodia. Thai also are helping Cambodia. Chinese, French, there is a lot of it. So I cannot really say to you what I saw, but I see a big mix of things going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, these places like Cambodia, they're kind of the last frontier of Southeast Asia.
Yes.
Living here long enough, you realize, okay, Singapore is not an option. It's just, it's too robotic. And I mean, unless you want to spend $10,000 a month all the time.
Remember also about freedom.
Yes. There's this too.
Singapore is not freedom.
I have Singapore's freedom. I have a Singapore company. But these places too, like Philippines, is too off the beaten path, right? I mean, you go to the Philippines, you're just hopping around island to island. The internet's terrible. Vietnam, I think these places like Da Nang are up and coming. Thailand, like Hua Hin, Pattaya. But now we're in places like Phuket. This is completely overdeveloped, so you're looking for the next spot. Why, out of all these places, why Siem Reap? Is it because your wife is from that area?
Can be also reason. I've been few times, and I really like how I fall in love for how the people are there. It brings me back like 16 years ago here in Thailand. You had that smile, you had that happiness. The people didn't have much, and you see they are angry they have hunger to do something, to grow, to do stuff. Yes. And you see that I don't see here anymore. I see laziness. It's only about money, but it's not about bring something at the end, a project to the end, a work to the end. It's like only about money. Nothing starts in a conversation if you don't mention the money first. You cannot have an idea, project, let's do this or that. No, before you talk about the money, then we talk about your project.
Yeah, I think that's why you get a lot of Burmese coming here now.
Yeah.
The Thais don't want to do those jobs anymore. So, for example, from what I've heard in Phuket, like you can't even find. It's very challenging to find a Thai maid. Mm-hmm. It's almost impossible. So they all will be Burmese because they're coming in. Like which is a good thing. It's also showing that the Thais are growing out of that. They're going to maybe more skillful positions.
Yes, you're right about this. I have to say, I don't know really if it's all this right or not. I have to say, because already these poor Burmese people, you see in the situation they arrive, the life they have, and is very. When I see them in the back of these trucks, going back home after work, all dirty with the cement or the dust, and they are packed like 20 of them in a pickup on the back of the truck. It's like
you can't do this there's no way you can do this in Italy.
How you feel? Do you feel something? I feel something every single time, and I say, look, these poor people, and then I complain about what I have. No. I have everything. I literally have everything. And this world has become more and more consumistic, that everyone have to show that they have more. The car is bigger, the house is bigger. Everyone have to show. Show for what? It's nothing to show. It's nothing to show when you see these kind of things. Try to understand what are you doing.
And these Burmese, they at a certain point, they might even be living a better lifestyle than a lot of people that are well-off millionaires here. If you drive by Burmese camps, like they have their own community and village there. They all interact.
Yes.
Nobody interacts anymore out here. You have your big villa. You got your condo. You might not even talk to the same person in your elevator. So I think we're starting to become very disconnected. And yeah, they definitely live a hard life. I think it's terrible. I don't think they know any different. And I think where they're coming from is 10 times probably worse. Mm-hmm. So they come here and they come to these villages, and you'll drive around the back roads of Bang Tao and you'll see them in there. And you peek in, it's like it's an actual community thriving. Now, it's terrible conditions. There's, the zinc type of metal roofs and what.
But I call it like in favelas. Favelas, slum. Yes.
Yeah. But they're not. They're only in there to sleep. They work probably 14 hours a day.
Yes, at 6 a.m. they're already out and working, and then they come back. When I come back from work at 5:30, 6. You see them in the truck. Yeah, probably they have also 1 hour driving instead in the back of the truck.
And they I think they get 300 baht a day.
They want to change that to 400. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's it's crazy when you look at how hard they're working to get paid that much. It's incredible. I mean, 300 baht a day is mind blowing. I'm interested on the Siem Reap side, and just before we wrap this up, when you're moving to Siem Reap, now I've been there as a tourist again 10 years ago. I actually found Siem Reap back then was very aggressive. And this might just be at Angkor Wat, but I remember out of all the temples and all the places I've been in Asia, and I've been everywhere, Angkor Wat for the kids was the most aggressive. Like they would just, you get like 30 of them coming at you trying to.
Okay, that you mean.
And that it was the children, like the hawkers. And all those kids, it's very interesting. The ones at Angkor Wat, those kids, they can speak like 10 languages. They'll speak every language. You can play with them. I speak this, that.
Okay.
Has that changed completely?
I haven't seen that. And I've been there 3 times and haven't seen that.
In Angkor Wat, essentially that's where you are, Siem Reap. Is there enough? I only know the tourist side. You're going to live there. Could you explain in detail, like, what is it going to be like living there? Are there condos now? What's the day-to-day look like?
Okay, try to think that is a small Phuket town, maybe, or kind of Phuket town, a little bit more expanded in the area. Less buildings, but more expansion, okay? Let's say. It's a kind of growing touristic hotspot because you see a different type of tourism there. You find who travels like 3 or 4 days coming from cultural places. They go see temples. They go see rivers, travel on the rivers, check the temples, check this kind of tourism, you understand? And when you go to the restaurant, you see a completely different type of customer than what I see here in Phuket or Patong especially, okay? You have the couple of 45, 60 years old, 70 years old, you understand? In the table with their bottle of wine, and they stay there, and they take a long dinner, they stay there and talking. A lot, I remind a lot of Americans, they were there when I been, a lot of American, French, a lot. And they have this, so the age is much different than what you have here in Phuket. Remember that Phuket is young. Phuket is young. I see the average, I think, is very, very low here of the age of the people. We are young, everyone.
Well, even the age of the island. Like, I mean, okay, it's been here 300 years. They've been mining. Yeah. But I'm talking about the age of the tourist here coming here.
Yes.
It's probably 40, 50 years. I mean, Angkor Wat, they've been going, this place has been there since, almost, is it the year like 1200 or something like this? They say is the development. And who knows? It could be before that. I mean,
no idea.
And I guess you get a lot of those tourists out there that, you know, it's much more quieter. They're getting up in the morning. It's the full day of temple touring.
Yes, you have to think also, you have a kid now. Try to grow your kid in Patong. Oh. Now it's 4 months, I can handle it. But when it will be 4 or 5 years old, what do you want to do? What do you want to do around there? You think I try to Bantao to bring it at school? No way.
Impossible.
I go to Phuket town to bring at school. It's already an hour. It's a mess. I have to move my house. So I have to move everything. I have to move in Phuket. But where you move now in Phuket? Where? It's all the same.
That's where you move in Phuket.
Yes, you do that. There is no place that now is quiet or relaxing, where you can think that, okay, let's stay here. That is a nice spot. So you live in a quiet road. Everything is fine, you know. But what surround you after is a mess. You have to take the car. You have to go somewhere. You get crazy.
Yeah, even for us, with no traffic, we're 10 minutes to Lion Beach. We can't even go to Sunset because I know how many trucks and dump trucks are on the road. So we haven't been to the beach at night ever since I've moved in here. Just because I'm going to the beach to relax, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. But I can't relax getting there or getting back. So where the fuck am I going? So what do you end up? We stay around here. We eat some Thai food here, and we come home. And we used to live in Bangkok. To me, I don't like Bangkok because of that. You start to feel you're in a jail cell.
Yeah, but it's different. When you live there, you know how it is.
Yeah.
And you know from the beginning how it is. Here is becoming that. This is the problem, that we were not expected to have a Bangkok Phuket. You understand? Phuket was relaxing, was vibe, was, tropical things, It's not this. It's not a Bangkok.
And
it's not a Bangkok.
it happened too fast.
Too fast.
Too fast. We forget it's 2025. And we still talk about COVID-19.
Yeah.
That's 6 years ago.
Yeah.
It feels like yesterday.
Forget about.
Yeah.
You close your eyes. You lost 2 years of your life during this COVID that you will never remember anything about that. Yeah. It's a mess that you have to cancel, and you are only 2 years older. That is happening.
This is and I think the biggest problem now, I can, and you probably can remember this as well. Like, I remember in 2016 when I was here, just getting to Phuket, you could wake up on a Saturday morning and be like, I'm going to drive my motorbike to Rawai and go, that's my day. That's not even an option right now.
Remember that when I was here, the first year, I drive every single Sunday to Nikki Beach.
Yeah. Yes, up here.
And it's up there, you understand, from Patong. And was completely normal. In 35 minutes, you were there, you understand? It was 30 minutes, 35 minutes. It was normal. You say, everyone do it.
Yeah.
Because when you drive, the road were okay with some traffic, but not much. Like, you live with that, it's fine, you know? Then now you also driving, you have to be scared about everything happening around you. That mostly is that the problem. You see things.
Yeah.
I never see my amount of flip it car upside down like in Phuket in my life. Here, weekly we have one.
Yeah, it's now driving on the motorbike. Like, I don't go faster than 50, maybe 40.
How you can do? It's impossible to do
Around
it.
here, yeah, but the problem is, the energy on the island's very stressful. Everyone's
Yes.
in a rush to go nowhere.
Exactly.
And it's a bit strange. Like, I used to go to Nikki Beach. I was there when it changed to Dream.
Dream
That's
also
when I
been
lived.
there,
We would go
yes.
there every Sunday. There was no beach club in Patong. There was no Cafe Del Mar.
No.
There was nothing on Bang Tao. Actually, to tell you the truth,
There
back in
was
the day.
catch. There was before they
But
dig
this
it
is
down.
different
and-
because the pool.
Yes.
Honestly,
the pool.
Nikki Beach back then was probably the best
Blast.
place on the island.
Blast.
Oh, because they kept it so tight. The problem with Cafe Del Mar, and I never go, it's so spread out. Therefore, there's no social interaction. So you would go to like Dream Beach, Nikki Beach. I could be in the pool. I could just meet you, but we can talk. At these places like Cafe Del Mar, it's like, here's your table, here's your table, here's your table.
Was beautiful. How they made it, the design. I give a 10. I give a 10, and how they placed the tables,
Yes.
the things. It was beautiful, very beautiful.
Everyone interacted together. What killed it, and it's nothing that it's bad, it's Cafe Del Mar, because what happened is the whole Patong crowd,
Yeah.
they got stopped in Kamala, meaning they didn't need to
Yeah.
go the other 20 minutes.
You understand? It was a lot of difference from Patong, Kamala, and then go to all the way there. You know, it was far.
That was the end.
It was far. It's the end of the beach. Actually, there is nothing.
the very
there.
end.
Yes.
And now it's completely, COVID officially killed it, and if you go there, it's completely gutted. It's just the old structure.
Dream was my client.
Which,
Coming back to
you know,
the
well,
discussion.
you saw if you drive around there, they had a Dream Hotel.
Yes. Yes.
Completely gutted. I lived beside it at a villa there called Luna Villa in 2018 or something. If you go to Dream, the hotel now, completely gutted. Because what happens is the ties end up going in when you're not looking, and they're just taking all the copper pipe. Like, they just gut it themselves, right? You can get copper wire because no one's in the hotel. So it's literally just a cement structure. I bet if you reopened and redid Dream Beach exactly like it was, that would be the most popular place in this area.
Yes, can be, but you have to also think how it's possible that Nikki Beach and Dream Beach failed.
Cafe Del Mar?
No, cannot be only that. Cannot be only that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was something that makes the place. Probably now that a lot of people move around Talang, Bantao area, okay, we are go back in business. Now we can be back in business. But I have to say, Cafe Del Mar, Dream Beach, all my clients.
Okay.
So I did the website, did follow the marketing, I followed the booking. So I know what was going on, you know, a little bit. And I see that Dream Beach after Nikki Beach never escalate as it was supposed to be. You understand? It never did this jump like the great days we had in Nikki Beach that was fun, was crazy, and they do a lot of things. And Cafe Del Mar, when it arrived with the new management, Italian, the new management that make the blast, they make the change, okay? They really took a lot of it. I see a lot of things that I saw previously in
from
Nikki Beach. I saw them with my eyes. I see them there again. And I say, okay, I know what they're going to do here. They really want to focus this beach club. They don't, relaxation is not what you're going to have here. Here we have party.
Yeah.
You understand? With Dream Beach, they did the change to go more in relaxing wave, buffet for Sunday brunch. They start to change this vibe to the less music aggressive and events, you know. And the events they do were nothing much. Let's say they didn't invest in big names or stuff like that. So they changed the type of vibe, and that probably killed it.
Yeah, I remember everything started. It did start to quiet down at the end. I remember going there to Dream on Sundays. But it was weird. When Dream first opened, it still felt Nikki Beach. Like, it felt like they were still going. But it's slow, because I lived right around the corner. And then we used to go every Sunday. And then we started slowing down.
For sure was the best Sunday brunch you can have in all the island. No one can compete with that.
Yeah, that was... we're getting old, yeah. Okay, we probably talked about it an hour and a half. We'll have to clean some up. We've got a couple cuts there. Just before I wrap up this episode, I'm just going to pass it back to Andrea. And if you want to look into the big lens of the camera, if you can let everyone know, but not too many people, where they can find you.
Okay, yes. The easy contact is to check our website, crazywebstudio.co.th. That is our main portal where we write down all the service we provide. There are all the information inside. You can see all our portfolio, our clients, including you. And feel free to contact us anytime. I will personally reply you, because I reply all the emails of the clients. I follow all of them directly with new clients. I'm specialized to understand your needs. So just feel free to contact us. I'm Andrea, and thank you so much.
Yeah, and especially if you're looking to just get things done the right way, trust me, there's just zero headache. They're very well skilled, especially when you have certain expectations. Now, I'm able to I've done some coding in my day, so I can have that conversation. But trust me, on the back end side, extremely customized, extremely knowledgeable, and whatever you need to get done in Thailand, they're going to get it done. I think we've been working over, I don't know how long.
1 year for sure.
For sure.
For sure 1 year, maybe more. Yeah. But we did something unique for you that probably no one had it.
What was it?
I don't remember very well with Marco. We discussed about with...
maybe the variation stuff?
Yes, variation. But then I don't remember for the carry or other stuff. That we,
the clavio.
Yes, yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah, we did some customization stuff on different variations. I mean, pretty much, if the way I work is I like to find, here are 5 websites I like, and I like this from here and this from there and that from there. And they're just pretty realistic. Like, they can really customize the code on that sense and turn it into something where, like, you kind of have a concept or a vision, but then they take it to the next level. What I find easy to work with is a lot of times I'm a bit of a lunatic. That when you work with someone, but they do it at a level that is better than your expectation. Okay. So you're like, okay, perfect. Like, this is what I saw, but you made it even better than what I expected. So yeah. Anyway, actually, don't work with them. No, I'm joking. No, they're great to work with, and I've done the research because I've hopefully no other competitors are out there come at me, but I've talked to a lot of others, and these guys were the home run. Okay, I'll leave all links down in the description. You can hit them up for all of that. And again, they're both doing domestic and international websites, so all these types of different payment gateways and shipping plugins, all that stuff. We're actually working with them now. We're going to be starting a plugin customized through Thai Post for international shipping. So that should probably take a month or so. We'll see. We are going to allow Thailand, because currently this doesn't exist, actually.
Exactly.
We probably might be the first WooCommerce website in Thailand that has this plugin that's been customized.
Probably, yes.
I think so.
Probably. Because many people give up.
They just give
up. They don't find anyone, or they give up to in that you are persistent. When you want something, you want something. And we like that, because, you don't make us waste time. You want it, okay, now we try to make it done.
Yeah, it's hard in Thailand because You got to find the guy that do the API.
Yeah.
Find the Thai Post rep that doesn't leave next week. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to get that stuff done.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, this automation stuff just saves so much time.
Yes.
Okay, that ends another episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and we're out.